Okay, I'm going to work on the actual flower first, since I want it to be a little more dimensional than the part that will be used for the slide. So I'm just going to take one of these ball styluses, and these are the ones that you can find on eBay that they use for in cake decorating, for shaping fondant and such. And so I bought a set of these quite a few years ago, but I already had a bunch of different sizes of the small styluses because I use them when I transfer painting designs and such to surfaces that I paint on. But these with the big ball on them are wonderful for these larger shapes, and they really help break up the paper fibers nicely so that you get the pretty, for lack of better ways to say it, realism out of the petals, really. And if you look at flowers, you'll kind of see that some of what you do manipulating these actually does kind of look real. And so the little star I'm basically just using as a center, and it's out of one of Eileen's Thinlet flower sets. But I already had it cut, and the color was perfect, so that's what I used. Okay, let me move this because I don't want to get glue on my little mat. And so what I had already done was marked on here with pencil where my slide was going to rest, and allowing room for the increased depth of all the layers. So I know this is where my glue is going to need to be. Then I put a dot there, knowing that was the top of the slide. And I put one on here somewhere. There it is. And so it was just a pencil dot so that I would be able to line it up exactly. So only want the glue in that little penciled off section so that it doesn't interfere with the mechanism sliding up and down the little closure band. To give that a few seconds to dry. So while that's actually drying, I can go ahead and just layer up my flower, because I want this to be dimensional, and it didn't matter whether this was lined up with the base. The purpley color was just to be the base, and I wanted to use this because it was a scrap piece left from the top area of the front cover, which had like a sky look to it, but the colors were just so perfect to continue that look. And then I just add this one right there in the center, and there's my little, this is my little helper stylus. It has a little small ball tip on one end, but it has almost a little point on the other. And that little point helps me a lot of times. Okay, so let's get the book back over here. So then you can see this was some of the sky look. And then this was the part that was like at the top of the page, so it had more of the sky. But it went really well with this lighter color in the little foliage, so I just thought that would, help tie the colors in together. And I'm going to have a lot more like foo-foo stuff in it when I get done. There's my top. And then, of course, I take my stylus and, as I call it, kind of waller out where the slide is going to go. So this end will slip right up in there. And then for the bottom, I just kind of push, and then as I pull the slide down, it will slide it perfectly into place. And so there's our little book ready for the rest of the foo-foo. And when I get a little more decorating done on it, I'll just do a walkthrough showing what all I added to it. But I just wanted to finish off the basic construction and how I make the little slides.